Roberts at the White House, thanks. He mentioned Chris Wallace had lunch with the president along with some of the other network anchors today and is back at our Washington newsroom. This matter of immigration, there's news here, right?
Oh, absolutely. And let me just put this in a context. I would say it was a kinder, gentler Donald Trump that we saw today, and that one of the very first things he talked about when he was discussing his speech was the idea of unity and reaching out to Democrats and talking about areas where both sides can work together. And it was in this context that a senior administration official said that the president thinks the time is right for immigration reform, and that came as kind of a surprise, but the president apparently feels, not necessarily that he's going to mention it in his speech, although he may, but this clearly would be something that he would be reaching out to Democrats on. And you asked about comprehensive immigration reform. Yeah, again, according to the senior administration official, he's talking about something that would appeal both to the right and to the left. Obviously, from the right's point of view, tougher enforcement, tougher deportations, although I will say only when it comes to people that are criminals, violent criminals. The president said people that are abiding by the law, are in this country, pay their taxes, work, haven't created any problems other than coming in illegally, would have no problems. And it was in that context he talked about the possibility of a comprehensive immigration reform plan that would include a path to legalization, not citizenship, because the president reportedly feels that, you know, people that have been waiting online and doing it the right way, the people who are in the country and broke the law shouldn't jump the line, but that there would be a path to legalization, and also that one is not thinking about deporting those folks, and is also that the dreamers will be fine. So this clearly is an olive branch he's going to be extending, whether it's in the course of the speech tonight or in coming days, to Democrats to say there are areas of cooperation here.
Wait, this isn't just an olive branch. This is a break from everything that we've heard throughout. Chris, is this to say that the woman who's been cleaning houses in New York City for the past 10 years, or the man who's been working in the fields in South Florida and Southwest Florida for the last 10 years and is now worried that he or she may have to go back home or be deported for walking around, are those fears now set aside? Are those people going to be fine? I think there are millions of people across America who would like a straight answer to that.
Well, look, I'm not in the position to ask to give the straight answer.
Is that what he just said, though? You were in the meeting. I just wondered if that's what he was saying.
Well, the senior administration officials certainly gave the implication that
so they're giving us anonymous sources after they rail on us for using anonymous sources. That is hilarious.
I don't shoot the messenger.
I'm not. I'm just making a point. I mean, the point should be made. Don't use anonymous sources except for the ones we send out to you anonymously. Those anonymous ones are awesome.
Well, there you go.
But go ahead. What did today's anonymous source say?
I know how much you like it here. But in any case, the clear implication was that that people who have not broken any other laws in this country are going to be fine, that the president has given no thought at all to deporting them.
Well, that sounds like exactly where we were a year ago and 2 years ago. That's no change that I can hear. I mean, that's how things have been for years. After all, you let these people in the country, they do work Americans don't want to do. As long as you act right and don't break the laws, you're good to go. That's how it's been. So what's the difference? Nothing.
Well, it's certainly different than what Donald Trump was saying on the campaign trail.
Well, yeah, but that's for sure. So many things are.
And one of the things that this senior administration official said is he believes that there needs to be a softening on both sides. There needs to be a compromise on both sides. And clearly, and you got to remember, Donald Trump always talked about this in terms of a negotiation and staking out positions and then negotiating down. So perhaps, and I don't want to get too far ahead of what we know, but I don't want to get any far ahead of what we know. But perhaps that the hard line was an opening negotiating position. And yes, he's not going to back off at all in terms of trying to get criminals out. And I think he's more aggressive than Barack Obama has been in that front. But when it comes to law-abiding citizens, law-abiding after they broke the law to come into the country, yeah, there does seem to have been a softening.
Were the anchors for the ones that he's called fake news and said that they're the enemy of the people, were those people there, and was there conflict, or was it nice?
No, I would say that as I say, it was yes. The answer is everybody from all of the major networks, including some that he is accused of being fake news, they were all there, and it was an utterly companionable and hospitable and warm and intention. I mean, people were trying to get news. People were trying to find out what's on the president's mind. And he was, there were no fireworks at all. And in fact, I thought to myself, if people could see this president, who is different in private than he is in public.
I know he is, but that's not what he wants people to see, Chris. He wants people to think there's a major war against organizations that are reporting facts that he doesn't like. But when you're in the room with him, it's all good. But when you're on TV, he vilifies you and treats you like you're doing something wrong when you're actually doing everything right. That's annoying.
Well, I have to say, he's never done that with me. You know, I push back as hard as anybody in this business has about the enemy of the people, and I think some of that language. But look, let's take yes for an answer. Let's not pick a fight. And the fact was, we were there for an hour with the president. We asked him questions. He answered the questions. It was all about seeking and dispensing information, and I got a much better sense. And I have a feeling, maybe I'm wrong, maybe I'm the wishes father.